Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the podcast that revolves around one central theme, stories and the people that tell them. We'll talk about movies, TV shows, video games, historical events and weird news headlines. There's really no topic we won't touch. But it doesn't stop there. If you've got a story, something funny or random that may have happened to you or a friend, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Until then, it's story time.
Believe. Written by J.A. Bryden. Performed by amateur Peter Griffin. Let's wait and see. Let's give it a while. Perfection can wait while the MCU stinks. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the rock or not? Come on, like, he's not very good right now. Enjoying everything almost that he does. We love the 80s, so you know it's not gonna suck. Letting his wife play any role she wants. You know we'll all enjoy that. Picking the best, but leaving the worst. Bringing the joy and bringing the hurt. All I can say as a grown man, I cried when the tree died. Believe in Gunn. I want to believe in James Gunn. Am I gonna believe forever? Forever. Forever. Believe in Gunn. And I want to believe in Gunn. Am I going to believe forever? Forever. Batman forever. Welcome everyone to Stories, True and the Fictional.
Now I just want to go forever gone. I want to be forever gone.
Whoa!
Wow.
I am one of your hosts, Chris Buck. I am, of course, enjoyed by the illustrious J.A. Bryden. Well done, sir. What an inspiring, inspirational message you singing to us all.
It's like I wrote it myself.
Isn't it?
Forever. It's going to be in my head all day. Forever gone. I want to be forever gone.
Are we going to believe forever, Jamie? We'll see.
Well, we just sung a parody, and parodies are one of my favorite things, whether it be Weird Al Yankovic or Bo, what's his name? Bo Burnham.
Yeah. Yep.
Parodies are my thing. So if you didn't sing me that song, I'd probably be like 50-50, but now I'm like, I want to believe.
James Gunn. Absolutely. It's all about belief. Speaking of belief, we're, of course, joined by wrestling's #1 expert commentator and planner of matches, R.D. Haig. How are you going, sir? Now, let's not pussyfoot around it. Let's jump straight in. You were not thrilled with the results, were you, for the Elimination Chamber?
Look, I honestly think I think Sammy should have got the victory over Roman Reigns. I think his time is done. I think we need, like, the bloodline's been great, but you know it's been 902 days that he's held the unified Universal Championships. I think the fact that it was at Sami Zayn's hometown, the fact that you could hear the crowd, like I watched Monday Night Raw as well, which was in Montreal, the before Elimination Chamber, and you couldn't hear anyone. Like, it was just the crowd, and it would have been. I'm not gonna lie, it's the first match that I've been on the edge of my seat for a while, because there was so many close calls, the ref got knocked down twice. Like, so many close calls where I thought it was over and Sammy just kicked out, and I just thought he was going to win it, but at the end, obviously, cheating to get the win. Those dirty Samoans. But look, at the end of the day, that was a solid pay-per-view. Like I watched it live. As I'm trying to watch a lot more live so I don't get spoiled because I find I'm in the moment. Like you asked Steph that I was screaming and yelling at the TV all through that last match. And yeah, look, I see what they're doing, but they want Cody to do it at WrestleMania, and I get it. It's WrestleMania. I get it. It's Cody, the prodigal son returns. But I honestly thought Sammy should have won. I even said if Sammy should have won, and even if he dropped the belt at the very next night or the very next week or whatever, he deserved that moment in front of his family and his hometown crowd. He's worked hard for it.
Look, I think you make some extremely valid points, and for those who enjoy wrestling, and for those who probably watch wrestling at home and wonder why Daniel Bryan, why Sammy aren't winning, because you guys are not buying enough merch. If you scream, this is the best thing about WWE. If you want your superstar to become successful, buy his merchandise and then he wins. Take it point 900 days champion, and the reason why he's that is not because he's the best wrestler. No, it's because he sells the most merchandise. If people had supported Daniel Bryan as they do with, but they come to the events, they cheer, they chant, but they ain't buying the merch. Clearly, they're not buying enough merch. So clearly, this is on you, WWE fans. You can scream on it all you want, but you know what? If you wanted to dethrone Roman, find the rest you wanted to dethrone him and buy his goddamn merchandise.
But one thing that I really loved about that pay-per-view, there was we all know Canadians are they're very polite, and I love, you see all these signs at other events, like if John Cena wins, we riot and all this kind of thing. Yeah. I saw a sign in the crowd that said, if Roman Reigns wins, we'll leave in an orderly fashion and complain on the way home. I thought if that doesn't sum up Canada in a nutshell, what else does? I thought that was great. But look, it was a good event, and as I said, I'm not paying for these events anymore now that WWE in Australia has gone over to binge. I mean, it's essentially saving me $20 a month. So I'm going to keep watching. And look, I enjoyed it. The whole pay-per-view was great. I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan, so I generally use his matches, all 5 minutes of them, to go to the bathroom or get a snack or something like that, because I'm sick and tired of him. But every other match on the card was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So, look, another great show. I'm looking forward to WrestleMania.
On road to WrestleMania begins, and let's see what kind of promotion they can.
We got 6 weeks, as they said on Raw. 6 weeks till 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Up. Yeah, so they need to drum up some significant promotion for that. But let's see what they can do. Jamie, what are your thoughts on this whole topic?
What did you think of Elimination Chamber when you watched all 3.5 hours?
Well, all I can say is the one thing when I say or think when someone says wrestling, Bonesaw is ready.
Right. Like, see, how could you not like wrestling when wrestling?
We've been through this because it took Stargate away from
No. We've been there, but Bonesaw is such a key and fundamental component to Spider-Man's backstory.
Yeah.
Not really, but anyway, yeah.
No,
it
but
was
still.
It was look, the wrestling was there. It was Crusher Hogan, but obviously the Macho Man Randy Savage, who played Bonesaw, obviously didn't like because he had a notorious feud with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So there was no way that the Macho Man was going to play a guy named Crusher Hogan.
Of course not.
So obviously that's where Sam Raimi made the decision. But the element of Peter Parker's early days in the wrestling company has always been there. It's just been, a different. It's always been the 3 minutes for $300.
Yeah,
nice.
Going back to the Ultimate line, going back to the early '60s, it's always been the $300 for 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yep. So based upon that, Jamie should love wrestling. So I think we look forward to the WrestleMania breakdown
Yeah.
podcast where we will go through match by match
Yep.
and highlighting each fighter's skills, their abilities, and then obviously definitely, and look, Jamie, you might say wrestling's fake. What does that got to do with that? With this podcast? What does storytelling have to do with this podcast? You're right, Jamie. What does storytelling have to do with a podcast called Stories That True and
You know
Fiction?
what?
I have no idea.
I'm going to propose something. I'm going to propose that the three of us get together and watch both days of WrestleMania together.
I'm interested.
Chris and I have done this before. We did it a couple of years ago during COVID.
We did.
Jamie seems riveting. I mean, I know this is an audio podcast, but then I say...
I'm doing the face.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll go easy on you. We watch one of the 5-hour WrestleManias together, and then we do an episode.
All right.
You know, it's gonna be like that episode of Big Bang Theory where Leonard goes to Penny's place to watch the football with all her friends, and he's like, sports.
I expect you to come with foam fingers and signs to hold up.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get that shirt from that JD wears in Scrubs. It says "Go Sports" or something.
That is very. That seems like you. That you'd wear that kind of shirt.
Look, I consider you all good friends. So if you asked me to come around and watch wrestling, I would.
So
But-
if I asked you to come around and watch gay porn, you would.
No, that's a little different.
How is that different?
I'll let you
Now
figure
you're
that one
splitting
out, Chris.
hairs there. You're really splitting hairs. Does it involve two men? Yes. Is one man laying on top of another man? Yes. Are they wearing fabulous costumes? Yeah. Again, Jamie, you're splitting hairs there. Really, you're really.
Yeah.
That's the definition of being pedantic.
No, look. I think we've got 6 weeks. I think we can get Jamie round here, and we'll watch the Sunday WrestleMania, which is the biggest show.
Yeah.
We'll get you Jamie round here, and we'll get your thoughts, and we'll record the podcast live.
As you enjoy
Involved
total
you, Jamie. So there will
smackdown.
be some eye candy. So
There's some damn fine
Okay.
eye candy in this in the current rosters, obviously.
Yes.
Since Mandy's left, though,
yeah, and the poor girl's $1 million on her OnlyFans in 2 months.
I know. She's making
I feel
like
for her,
hands,
like,
hands
it's in my
over
heart.
fists of money now. Like she
Yeah.
left. I know. Like
Yeah, and she's gone on to say that she wishes she'd left the WWE earlier because she didn't know she would make that much money in 2 months.
I know. It's like it's this the tragic tale, tragic tale. Now, Jamie, before we continue, I do believe you said that you have a message from our sponsor. Is that correct? Is that not correct?
Yes, Rebecca Castle did send me an audio message for us to play on the podcast. Basically, we've been talking about every time about whether we cross the line and whether we lose her as our sponsor, that sort of thing.
Because Jamie, you have crossed the line a few times there. I will look again. I didn't want to say anything, but
in your world, yes,
you have crossed the line a few times. Several times, really. Like again, no one's counting who's crossed what line,
and the line keeps moving. So
And let's be honest, we're all equally culpable of crossing the line.
I mean, technically, it's my fault for leaving it in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's it. You're the editor, so
right. I can say terrible things, and you can edit them out, but you don't.
You don't know that.
Who's
Anyway,
really responsible?
I'm gonna play this clip for you that she sent to me. Yeah, take a listen, guys.
Okay, so you can use this as a voice note on your show. Okay. It is a message to Chris, Ryan, and yourself to say that I absolutely love the show. Absolutely adore you guys. And yes, I could very easily take offense, but I never will because, believe it or not, I like your sense of humor, guys. So, no, carry on doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for promoting the books. It's amazing that you're doing it still for me. And you make me laugh all the time. I absolutely adore it, especially the intros. So no, you can put their minds at ease. You've not lost me. I'm still here, and I'm still willing to sponsor the show because I think it is a show worth sponsoring. So thank you very much, guys. Continue the hard work, and I send you all my love. And if you're wondering why my voice is so croaky, it's because I've just spent the last 3 nights in a pantomime shouting at people for a role. So yeah, my voice is a little bit rough at the moment. So maybe next time when I speak to you, I'll sound a bit more like myself. But thank you guys. Continue the hard work, and love to you all from your confirmed theory author. Bye now.
See, that basically proves my point. Jamie crossed the line. Jamie's clearly apologized, and he's promised not to make any more of his comments.
Actually,
But clearly, everything I have said, done, and still do is completely acceptable under all rules and conditions. You know what that is, Jamie? To me, I believe the word they use is vindication. I am vindicated thusly. Ryan, what do you think about Jamie's behavior towards his sponsor?
Look, at the end of the day, we've got a moral, legal, and basically ethical responsibility to promote our sponsors as we should. And I feel like you and I, Chris, have been doing a fantastic
Oh, we are by the book.
But Jamie, man, and we're actually recording this on her birthday too. And I feel like you need to apologize for your.
I think a live apology, Jamie, is
all right. Okay, now what I'm going to do as an apology, air quotes, I'm going to sing "Happy Birthday" the same way Joe Biden did to that random girl. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rebecca Cassells.
Happy birthday, Rebecca.
And the rising stars.
I hope.
And the rise. Gabe, please continue. Finish the bit. Happy birthday, Rebecca Cassells. What?
And thank you for sponsoring us. And
no, happy birthday, Rebecca Cassells of the
I was getting to that. I'm sorry. Of the Rising Dawn series. Can you stop zapping me, Chris? Everyone check out the Rising Dawn series if you like werewolves, romance, characters modeled off Henry Cavill, maybe Cat Graham, but that's where Chris's brain goes, but it's probably not that. I think it's actually more Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, it's Cat Graham. Let's
Anna Kendrick. Cat
agree
Graham.
to disagree.
What's the difference?
I agree to disagree, but it's Cat Graham. But yeah, go on.
Check it out on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. I do have a copy on my shelf. Do you have a copy on your shelf, Chris?
I don't have a copy on my shelf.
You have failed our sponsor.
I have it on my device, like a normal
device. I also have it on my device.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's 2 devices for 1 paperback. Clearly, Kindle is winning the Amazon wars.
I think Kindle won the war. I don't think there is any war anymore. I think there's
It's just the fact that I can fit like 10,000 books on this.
Yeah.
You know?
And what happens when the rolling blackouts start happening?
Then I go because I'm that person, Jamie, as we've discussed with our authors interview. I then go to my bookshelves where I also have a copy of their physical books.
There you go. Ryan wins because he's bought every book twice.
And so in some cases, like our good friend Martin Kern, I've bought his first book 3 times because he had to go to someone like me and change the cover art.
Yeah.
I needed the updated cover art, which looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So I have bought his book 3 times.
Yeah.
That's how loyal I am.
So Chris is the one that's failed. So it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'm waiting for her to release the audio book so I can enjoy her books on
Maybe
Audible.
she's waiting for you to offer your services to do the
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to poorly read her book on Audible. Having said that, what I've found is when you're doing these kind of books, you do need two actors, one male, one female, because essentially, it's not that I don't trust myself to put a high enough voice for the scenes. It's just preferable it's a female that does it for these kind of books. It's just generally, if you look at all of the harem books on Audible and all of the sort of like male fantasy books, even female fantasy books, generally a male does the male role voices and female. And so, you know, I'm more than happy to put my hand up to the male voice. And I know I'll kick Jamie in the balls and he can do the female voices. But again, I would prefer, like, you know.
If you've seen me and Ryan, you'll remember from the days when we used to play music, I could sing quite high, so I can probably.
All right, there you go. Rebecca Cassells standing off at We'll Record one of your books for audible.com. Let us know if you're interested, and we'll see how that goes.
And Rebecca Cassells will be offering out there too. Jamie will play the female, Chris will play the male, I'll play the pool boy that's standing in the corner, you know, making that sweet, sweet music while the werewolves get it on.
Outstanding. It sounds like a solid, probable plan.
I mean, she really made a mistake about saying that, you know, she likes that sense of humor because stepping on a line before, and now it's just going to go straight through that big dump.
As you said, Ryan, we are a podcast of ethics and standards.
But who said the line has to be straight?
And
Exactly.
more, you know, importantly, I do want to say, if you wonder what we believe in, let me just clear that up right now. We here at Stories, the True and the Fictional, believe exactly what you believe. So if you think you believe it, we believe it too. Now, I know what you're thinking. Someone else who listens believes something else completely different. Don't listen to them. They're wrong. You're correct. We believe exactly what you believe.
And I believe in a thing called love.
How romantic.
Well, that's for any darkness fans out there.
I know.
I'm not blue, so I'm not even going to attempt to even embarrass myself to hit those. So that's why I've just said I believe in a thing called love.
Okay. Well, that's a beautiful statement. And on that statement, I wanted to let you guys know about something that maybe you have seen, maybe you haven't. And it's really strange that this is happening, but have you heard they're doing another Hellboy reboot?
I did see this.
When
That's
first
pretty
you
much
don't
what-
succeed, Jamie.
Well, I think they figured now that the Avengers aren't dropping their biggest movie yet up against it, I think they'll be right. But the thing that made me slightly interested, is that the guy who created the comic is writing the script.
Yeah, Mike Mignola. So yeah, definitely. Look, as long as I don't make a mistake of, like, I seriously worry that they're just going to wait for James Gunn's Superman movie and drop it the week before. Just please, guys, at Dark Horse and Entertainment or wherever it's going to be, check your schedules, because we loved the David Harbour one, and you know that just please check your schedule.
Yeah, that was a poorly timed release I've ever saw a poorly timed release.
Yeah.
And I've tried to support it. I bought it in Blu-ray. I bought it in 4K. It's an amazing movie. I really, really enjoyed it. But because not enough people saw it, nothing further happened.
Yeah. But do you think that the guy who's writing the screenplay is going to respect the source material?
We'll see as he created and wrote the source material. I'm going to probably say yes. And he's literally the only author of Hellboy.
Wow! So he's like
anything like that. It's like, literally Mike Mignola has written every single issue of Hellboy that has ever come out.
Yeah, so that's like Stan Saki, who did Usagi and Jimbo.
Yep.
Like wrote like the same comic series for like 30 years.
Mike Mignola is the only person to ever write Hellboy in the comic universe. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to respect his own work.
Again, I don't want to be that guy.
Yes, bring it, Chris.
But if Hellboy is not wearing cargo shorts and has hoovened feet, then he's clearly failed, because I'm so sick of them putting him in long black pants and boots. Going, no, Hellboy's wearing cargo shorts and has hooven feet because he's a demon. Anyway.
Well, I was going to say, because Mike Mignola's writing it, I'm pretty sure you'll get replication from the comic book.
I understand, probably from an actor standpoint, they don't want to have Cloven who like like who's for feet, because it's very, very awkward
Well,
to
then
walk in that.
You don't stop until you find an actor who is willing to do it. That's what you do. What Michael Mignola needs to do.
Are you saying there's an actor that's going to get surgery to?
No, Jamie.
No, CGI, man.
No. I'm going to go one step further. We find a paraplegic athlete from the Olympic Games who have those blade legs, and then we say, and then we create the hooven feet for them. So then essentially he can just walk, he's used to walking in fancy prosthetics, and he can just wear the hooven feet.
That's no, I can respect that, because the guy that played E.T. inside the puppet costume was a guy that had no legs but could walk on his hands.
See,
Well, I mean, let's see if Oscar Pistorius is out from jail.
That's right. Perfect choice for Hellboy.
He murdered his girlfriend. I think he's in South Africa, so they don't take it too seriously. Maybe he's out by now.
But as per Hollywood standards, don't we have to get an actual demon to play Hellboy?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to do. That's where Chris. I thought, let's get realistic. Let's just get some warlock, start the incantations, start summoning now, so that the demon can come up and then go to like a gym in LA for a while.
As much as I'd want to do that, in my weekly poker game with Rasputin, I did ask him if I could borrow the books to basically of Resurrection, and he was very clear that he's busy with his franchise of Starbucks and his Starbucks merchandise. He's out of the game, and this was a shock to both me and to Mussolini and to the Dark Prince himself, that Rasputin, now fourth, was like going, "Oh, I'm out of the dark arts now." I was like, well, hey, I respect that, and you know what? You've put real evil into the world with Starbucks, making people think that's good and spoiling what they know is true coffee. So I do respect the hustle, but letting me borrow the book for like what, 20 minutes tops to summon a demon that I can raise as my own and then become an actor. Come on, that's like. But apparently, no, I'm crazy. Apparently, I'm just insane. Again, I'm not trying to keep them. Just want to read a few passages.
Have you tried looking for them on Amazon? Because Amazon has everything.
I did, but again, it takes me to Rasputin's page, and then I'm just
Chris found them, but he didn't want them because it was a second edition. He wants the first edition publishing of the Necronomicon.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was. But the worst thing was, they had English translated it. I'm going, well, then the spells don't work then. The spells don't work.
It's not in ancient Aramaic or anything like that. It's got to be...
Or at least Latin.
At least, no, Latin, they've weakened the potency. I need it in the original Hebrew to get the real magics. But no. Yeah. Translate to English for your convenience. They're going, well,
Yeah.
And the hardcover edition is always more expensive than the Kindle. So, I'd just be lazy and buy the Kindle edition.
But the hardcover has, the grim face that basically
the
like
souls and all that.
So you have to feed it blood to open it. And I believe, like, again, some people say that's a bit too much, but I believe it's a true luxury that, you got to feed the book your blood, so then it opens, and then the words are written in your own blood, so that when you read the spell, it's from your own soul. Or else, if you don't have a book that does that, you don't have the right book, you're going to summon nothing.
Well, look, the Kindle edition does the same, because my iPad's actually white.
Oh, well, there, see, yeah.
It's now red because it's covered in my blood.
Yeah, Apple, created by the Dark Lord, has basically enabled the touch feature where it's where you signed your Apple agreement that takes your soul. So then that's why all of the magic books work for Apple.
Yeah.
Android, they follow Hecate, so they follow a different set of rules and gods, and so that's why they don't really. You can't do enough demon summoning. You have witch powers, but no demon summoning from Apple, from Amazon. Sorry, from Samsung. Wow. Welcome to the Supernatural Podcast.
and for our topic, we are going to talk about 101 ways to summon demons, and then what to do when they're here.
And remember, they call it a Faustian deal, but you can still find a way to get out of it. So don't deny the deal outright. Yes, it's for your soul, but as long as you, again, it's all in the wording. As long as
you've got a good lawyer, seriously, just make sure
you've got in the wording.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you can word it well enough, you could find a loophole. Remember, often they just want a soul. does it have to be your soul?
Yeah, exactly.
And at one could say that you could just give them a shoe because then they'd have a soul.
No. You see, you're forgetting about the Vatican rights of 1999, where they ruled that a soul, even though it sounds similar, the spelling's not the same, and so unfortunately, demons won that tribunal.
Okay.
Which again, it was Bill Gates' soul on the line here, so I understand why the tribunal took place. So it was an important tribunal, but
Yeah.
But Chris is right. See, if you're looking to summon a demon, and you're looking to get a divorce, and you're unhappy with your loved one, why don't you just hand over their soul? It'll cost you a lot less money in the divorce, and you get a pet demon to start with. So,
and even more so, you can say, please sign this divorce paper. She's probably not going to read all of it, or he's not going to read all of it, and she doesn't realize you snuck in the soul contract in there. Then boom, you're out.
But you're pretty sure that you'd have to, for her to sign it without question, you'd have to claim fault,
Yeah. You say you're at fault for the divorce.
Oh,
it's all your
100%.
fault. Blah blah blah.
But you got to be careful how you word it because she might go, hey, "What's the
Yeah. But again, this and many other secrets that we can discuss on our ability, on our tribes. You might not know who I am. Well, I have gone by many names over the time. Genghis Khan is one of them. I once ruled over the Han Dynasty of China, and then I got bored and united the nations of Korea into a singular nation. Then I created K-pop to destroy the world, and it's working quite well. Jamie, of course, we all know.
I've got a strong immunity.
Strong immunity, but that's because with your Celtic magic, you're obviously going to resist that.
Yeah, someone put a spell on me at some point.
It's fine. You resist it until a certain point.
Yeah, you got to crack through that shield. Much like how Andy Dufresne escaped prison,
But what you don't realize, and Ryan, I think it's really funny that Jamie doesn't realize that you're literally controlling him like a puppet, and he still doesn't realize his free will was circumvented thousands of years ago. Like it's just funny to me. I don't know. But that is your specialty, soul thread. So I bow to the master of soul threads because that is you playing with people's fate is your specialty. So you know what? I'll leave that to you.
Okay.
Yeah, what was our topic? What? Sorry,
Cliches, apparently. No, we're gonna do. I came up with the idea of obviously it's a story themed podcast, but in TV shows, in movies, there are things that are done to death over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Especially in sitcoms. So I've got a few lists. I've got TV and film, and then I've got sitcoms. But I think we'll do TV and film first.
Yep.
Just so there's a few. I'll get your thoughts if you can think of any show or movie that has this cliche in it.
All right, go for it.
Buzz in, I guess. Man dates first female character in sight.
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory, yeah, that's a good one.
That's actually a literal. They move in, they see Penny, Leonard date her.
Yeah,
so that's
that 70s show, Mad About You, how Married with Children. The first female they saw.
Yeah. So that's
Dahmer and Greg. That whole show was based around the idea of him marrying the first female he saw.
Yeah. There's a lot. Another classic thing, the invisible enemy. So basically, like at the end of an episode or something, you don't see the face, but you know there's a bad guy.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, like that. But I think it's more so like just off camera. Like when someone's following someone or looming threat that they don't know about.
That's not really done much anymore, I don't think. I mean, not in any of the shows that I sort of.
Yeah. Can you give some examples, Jamie, where that's a prevalent trend?
So it happens in Doctor Who a lot, apparently, according to this article.
Never watched an episode of Doctor Who.
Cherish it. Cherish the fact, Ryan, that you have never watched a Doctor Who episode.
And I have zero. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some amazing actors that have played Doctor Who, but I can see their work elsewhere.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I think you're right, Chris. It's more of an 80s, 90s.
Yeah, because at the moment, the way TV shows work, it's kind of like the overarching enemy of a season.
Yeah.
But they generally don't keep it a secret anymore. It's always like,
Yeah.
let's just pop it up in the first couple of episodes because they want people to be interested.
And also, his name says guest starring famous actor that's more
Yeah.
popular than the show, and then so you basically like,
Yeah.
well,
Or-
that's
or-
the villain.
I think Family Guy did a great skit about that because I used to watch CSI a lot when it was going, and you could always tell there was like in the first couple of seasons there was a famous actor like Justin Bieber was in an episode, or Chad Michael Murray and all that. And Family Guy do it. He's like, they're scrolling through the CSI subtitles, like, let's just wait for the killer. It's going to be that famous guy, and then it pops up. It's like, there it is.
Yeah, it's like, yep, that's the guy. That's the
what about that trope? Like back in the days of 20 episode series and stuff like that, how like a random episode would be like previously on whatever show it is, and then they'd show you a character that was in it 3 seasons ago. And it was just so everyone knows who their character is.
I like that. The
That
reminder.
They immediately know, oh wow, something's gonna happen with this character in this episode.
That happened all the time on Buffy, where they'd be like, remember this episode with this random demon dude? And you're like going, yeah.
I'm currently working my way through Fringe at the moment. They're masters doing that.
Yeah, they love that shit.
I'm at the end of season 1, and then they've called back to, like, because I'm streaming and I'm watching a couple episodes a day, they go back to an episode. You remember this guy from episode 2? He's come back. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that.
It's funny. Here's one that drove me insane for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
No one says goodbye when they hang up the phone.
Yep. Pretty much every TV show.
Every show, every movie.
Yep.
It's like, I'll be there at 5. They don't say bye.
But like, don't you think though, like that them saying goodbye might like remove some of the drama? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
God, we got to get there in 5 seconds. Okay, see ya. All right, bye. All right. Sorry. Did you hang up yet? No. Sorry, no. You hang up. Okay, you hang up.
Especially in a show like 24 with Jack Bauer, and he's like, I'll be there. I'll meet you there in 5 minutes. Love you. Bye.
No, even better. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want. I will find you and I will kill you. Okay, bye.
That would be awesome.
I get why they don't do it. Like, it's but there's some shows where they probably should. It wouldn't matter if they did or not, but it's definitely a.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you're right. Like, there's just a lack of phone etiquette in TV series. Like,
the and here's another one about a phone. The over exposition while on the phone. So like they're not talking like they're having a conversation. They're talking like like it's like, yes, I did get this. You only hear one voice, but so they've got to over respond.
They've got to over respond so you can work out what the other person is saying that you can't hear.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be very hard to see them go like, yep. No, I got it. Yeah. 5 o'clock. Yeah. No worries, I'll do it. All right, see ya. Like, what the fuck did happen? What the fuck happened?
Yeah. I've seen, like, because I'm watching a lot of Hawaii Five-0 lately, but they do the thing where they don't know what's going on the phone, but then the character explains it. Yeah, that's my ex-wife. Yeah.
Yes.
All the time.
That's not a bad way around that, to be honest. So like,
no. Yeah. But look, honestly, I think it's just mainly in sitcoms where they do the over
explaining thing. Yeah.
Now, Chris, this is one you'll like.
Mm-hmm.
Cops getting fired before cracking the case.
Oh yes.
How many?
I want you turn in your badge and your gun. Like, come on.
Yeah. That should be lumped into one where it's like over aggressive, desperate need of anger management police chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, police chiefs that just seem to really hate their job. Like,
I think they played that up in Lethal Weapon or something, or one of the shows. It's like, they're get out of my office. I never want to see. And the chief walks out with him. So how do you think that went? Oh yeah, it went very well. I really put the effort into yell and scream at us. I think it's good output.
No, I think that happens in almost every Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah.
You get a hit. Now that happens a lot. What about the thing that Chris loves the most. Absolute
Incest?
most. No, that's implied incest. Villain monologues.
Oh,
They have to do it. They have
I
to do
have
the
to
monologue,
do
Yeah.
it.
you know.
How?
I'm willing to forgive villain monologue because how people plan if they don't gloat
How
about it.
will you know how genius they are? How much meticulous planning they have done?
Yeah.
How is James Bond going to solve the case if the villain doesn't tell him all of the details? He's just been screwing women and fucking around. How he hasn't done any actual case solving? How is he meant to do any? How is he meant to solve every? How is he meant to fight the villain if the villain doesn't, just straight up tell him the entire plan?
Well, that's my favorite. One of my favorite Simpsons episodes where Bart gets caught on a boat with Sideshow Bob. He's like, now I'll kill you. And he's like, I don't want to die without hearing the entire musical.
It's pitiful, yeah.
Yeah.
I shall send you to hell.
Heaven. No,
Oh,
I'll send
heaven.
you to
Well,
heaven
hell.
before I send
Send
you
you
to
to
hell.
hell. That's it. Yeah.
That's the perfect example of it.
It's all about playing to the ego.
Yeah. Here's another one. The whenever a scientist is on screen and they're like in English, like
Oh, in English, please.
explain it to us in English. Like that's a pretty big trope.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, and they have to basically dumb down the science to like, this little pinky got cut off with this giant hacksaw.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I'm a lot better at understanding science since, watching lots of Stargate, Big Bang Theory. Like where you slowly, I think Big Bang Theory slowly started to teach you science. Like actually.
No, it's
like,
not educating us too.
Yeah, but like much slower rate. Like you understand stuff,
Yeah, makes
when,
sense.
When they mention Schrodinger's cat, you go and look it up, and now I understand that whole thing.
That's true. Like you learned a lot of you did learn a lot of different scientific principles.
What I used to do with Big Bang Theory, it's when it first started, I was obviously a lot younger, and I was able to develop that it was a Warner Brothers TV show because whenever they went into Stewart's comic shop, it was just DC titles. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of comic book store has just DC
Yeah.
and not? Because it came out around when the New 52 came out, so all you'd see on the shelf was like the New 52 Superman action comics. All
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the Marvel? Where's the variety? And then you figure out, oh yeah, DC's owned by Warner Brothers, because this was before DC were doing movies.
Yeah.
And you work out, oh, okay, that's why there's no Marvel in the shop, because they're owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, and then all of their favorite heroes are DC heroes. Like you're right. It's fairly. Now that I think about it, yeah, they are hardcore DC people.
Yeah, because they have the Green Lantern in their house, and Superman busts, and then you can look at next time you watch it, have a look in Stu's comic shop. It's literally everything is DC.
Yeah. No, I noticed that pretty early on.
There you go.
Now, what about One Bullet Left?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I got one. I only need one shot. Yeah.
Well, you could even roll this one into that too. The I like to call it the infinite ammo cheat.
Yeah.
Now I'm that anal. I will sit there and count the bullets, count the shots, and I'm like, that only holds 12. He's just let off 15. It's only got a 12 bullet clip.
You need to watch
a
movie, a fantastic movie. Chris will back me up on this.
Yep.
Called Dragon Fighter
Oh,
Okay.
with Dean
yes.
Cain.
Yes, Dean Kane's greatest hit.
He never reloads. Not once.
Yeah,
He's walking-
reloading's for chumps.
And
Like
it's-
that was more of the 80s and 90s where there was just like the ultimate
No,
infinite
I
ammo.
I think this was still this was 2000. I'm gonna
Oh,
look it up
really?
right now. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Was
but,
it before or after Lois and Clark?
After.
Oh, it was after. It was
Oh,
after.
yeah.
Definitely after.
Yeah, after for sure.
Yeah, it's either they've only got one bullet left or they just seem to, for some reason, have infinite ammo.
Yeah, but it also had like the red clip on the front of the gun, like it was a toy gun.
Oh no.
2003.
Oh, there you go. Early 2000s.
Oh, they did a remake.
What?
Who's in
Oh,
the
no,
remake?
no, hang on, it's a different movie.
Oh.
It's a big. We're gonna have to do a B grade
Oh, definitely.
podcast episode.
Oh.
But this
We plan on spending an hour on Velociraptor and
Velocipasta.
Pasta, and that shitty shark movie where the girls from out of prison.
Shuckansas.
That's it. Remember that
That
one?
movie
Just like
was
that.
outstanding.
Because of all the large, big-breasted women.
Probably. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that didn't help the movie. Like again, yeah. Did that help the film? Sure.
Okay.
It was still a good film though.
I think we need. I stumbled across this. It's not a Dean Cain sequel, but it's called Dragon Fighter. And I'm just gonna read the synopsis for you. All right. As World War II rages on, the Allies are about to push the Nazis out of North Africa. That's when the Nazis turn up the heat, unleashing their secret weapon, dragons.
Oh my god.
The Allies quickly lose ground to the ancient monster and are close to complete annihilation when the Allies put together a group of special fighter pilots specially trained to fight a beast everyone thought was a myth.
So why haven't we not seen this film?
Because I don't know. It came out in 2014.
Oh my!
And it looks
goodness.
extremely B grade. And it got 2.8 out of 10.
That plot sounds incredible, though. Like
that, I seriously think next time we get together for D&D, we start D&D early and we finish with Dragon Fighter.
Yes, 100%.
Clearly, like that. I mean, that kind of plot warrants our respect. Like that absolutely. We absolutely must see this film.
Yeah. No, well, I'm definitely keen to do a B grade movie.
One of us will have to acquire that movie. I say in air quotes.
No,
to the high seas,
we'll just go
Brian,
down-
to the high seas.
Arr, shiver me timbers.
Oh yeah. Why not Civic
yo, ho, the pirate's life for me.
Arr,
Arr.
I'll just watch a bit of One Piece and then I'll be like, yes, I can.
Arr, shiver me timbers.
I mean, I can speak to the high sea.
One Piece.
Okay, let's move on to our sitcom cliches.
Yep.
A main character mistakenly sees another person in the shower.
Oh yeah.
All the Friends.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that, and pretty much every season in Friends has seen.
Friends. It happened in what's that, Tim Allen? Home Improvement.
Oh yeah.
I think it just happens all the time. Just like walking on the shower is just a thing.
90s, early 2000 thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be considered inappropriate now.
Yeah. A character gets trapped, or characters get trapped in an elevator.
Yep.
That's another Friends one.
I haven't seen a good elevator time trapping one though for a while though. Like
Oh, it was good. It was good in
having said
Scrubs.
that, they did use it on Modern Family, so there you go. Yep.
Yeah, and you know what? Friends did it twice. They even did it like a small bank vestibule where Chandler got locked in with a hot supermodel.
Yeah.
Like that was a very small enclosed area. So.
That was pretty early on, and it was pretty funny because he's like calls one of I think he calls Ross or someone, and he's like, and they're like, what? Put Joey on.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's in an elevator with. he's stuck with some hot chick.
I think it was Jill Goodger.
Yeah, it's like someone famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
90s models.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one that I can probably name a few, but a holiday dinner is ruined.
Oh yeah, Modern
Every
Family.
sitcom ever.
Every sitcom ever. Yeah.
I remember several Modern Family vacations when they came to Australia, when they went to Hawaii, all those kind of things.
All of Friends Thanksgiving episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of Friends Christmas episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just have an ordinary Christmas.
No,
you know?
of course not.
Of course not.
All right. Someone finds a pregnancy test in the trash.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good.
Friends, every season.
Yeah, dude. Just like,
Friends and like.
are we just talking about Friends right now? Like,
well, I think Friends obviously. I think it depends on the writers. The writer's like, hey, remember that show that I wrote before? Let's do that.
Do you think? Or do you think they just get so tired and like, okay, let's just do this? Like, blech.
I reckon they have a formula, and I reckon they have all the plots, and they're going like, how can we work our characters into this scenario?
True.
That's what I reckon. What about characters appearing on a game show?
Yeah.
again, friends. Joey went on a show with, and then like was teamed up with a smart person. They were like it was a knowledge game,
Yep.
and he was like the actor.
Yep.
He was terrible until
Yep.
he basically started guessing all the answers. They almost won at the end.
Yep. And How I Met Your Mother, where Barney wants to meet his in quotes real dad. Bob Barker.
but he wants to meet his father. Yep. That's another good one.
Yeah, that's another one. Okay, the first one of this that comes to mind is Community. A character gives birth in a wacky place.
In Friends, I think Phoebe gave birth in like a janitor's closet or something. Someone gave birth in a janitor's closet because they named the baby after one of the janitors. I can't remember. Maybe it was Ross and his lesbian wife or something. I can't remember.
No, but essentially, I think it's if there's a pregnant character, they're not just going to go to the hospital and have a normal pregnancy. There's going to be fucking shenanigans.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, snowed in. Family gets snowed in. We all know that trope.
Yeah. Everything.
Lead character has an arch nemesis. Every show.
Yeah.
Newman. Barry Kripke.
Barry Kripke.
The Sheldon.
Yeah.
And then after Barry Kripke, it's
Will Wheaton.
Wheaton. Wesley Crusher.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Oh, here's one of now. I don't have no complaints about this musical episode.
Yeah.
Now,
I love the Buffy one. That still sticks in my head.
Yeah. I have a few gripes because I don't actually think it's a musical.
Why?
I think it's more of a rock opera.
No, you see, Jamie, look.
No, because it's not a musical. It's
Jamie,
a rock opera.
I know you.
I think the title of it is actually called The Musical Episode.
I know you think Scrubs is the better musical, but Once More Time with Feeling from Buffy is the greatest musical episode ever. It actually started the whole trend. That was the starting of it all.
Yeah, but still, I watched that episode, and there's no song that gets stuck in my head. Like none.
The one that Spike sings is like full. I don't know the name of it, but that one is sticking out in my head.
I just
Like,
I watched it multiple times. I didn't hate the episode, but I just don't view it as a musical. I view it as characters singing along to a rock song, kind of. There was no musical feeling. There was no Broadway. It was just.
I think the opening number is basically going through the motions. Every single day, the same old story. She goes out and fights the fight.
Yeah.
Just throw it in a game. You find this fight just doesn't mean a thing. She ain't got that swing. Thanks for noticing. She's been doing well from Fiends from Hell, but lately we can tell she's just going through the motions. Going through. Come on.
One.
Dude, that song was awesome.
Yeah, it was okay. But I guess it's because I'm obsessed with Gallivant, and that's written by Alan Menken.
Again, see, that's written by the guy who writes the Disney song, so that's not exact. Like,
but I'm just saying. Look, I felt like Buffy was more of a rock opera than a musical.
Yeah. Okay. Again, but Gallivant isn't doing like it would be weird. Like that's a different kind of show. You're talking about.
It'd be like Gallivant doing an episode with no music.
Exactly. That would be. Yeah,
that's why I don't think we can count Gallivant.
We can't count Gallivant, Jamie.
No. I was just saying, like that's my
like you can't count Glee because it's every episode is a musical episode.
And it's just terrible. But that's a separate.
Shut
your whole mouth, Chris.
No, I'm gonna
Glee
call Chris.
is a masterpiece, goddammit, and I love it because they have the best. They have one of the best songs. You get Neil Patrick Harris singing "Dream On" by Aerosmith, and you have "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey.
Look, I enjoy Glee. I think it just went on too long. I thought they should have ended it.
I was just about to say that because you were obsessed with it, Chris. When it came out, you're like, "Oh my god!"
See, they basically like the whole. I thought the show was right. They were leading up for them to win nationals. They won nationals, and then they kept going. Why? No, that's the perfect. That is literally like the that's it. That's the.
Are
perfect...
you saying it's the Supernatural of musicals?
Yes, they built the arc up basically these underdogs, who then eventually go on to actually win. Show choir nationals, and at that point, that's the perfect place to end it. But they didn't
because it was making too much money.
But the point is, the later season suffered because they had achieved it all. That was it. That was the whole purpose.
I still get goosebumps when I listen to that Neil Patrick Harris and I forget the guy's name, Matthew someone, when they do the duet for Aerosmith's Dream On. That still goosebumps whenever I
And I have to say that they like so, and some of their renditions of songs and then their compilations were
because they got
excellent.
actual people who could sing
Yeah,
rather than, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And then
I
it's
love
even funnier that like I think that movie inspired then obviously Anna Kendrick's whole movie. What was it? Pitch
The
Perfect?
Pitch Perfect, yeah.
Because there was an episode.
I've never actually seen those.
There was an episode where like in Glee where they did mashup songs, and then Anna Kendrick singing in Pitch Perfect is she mashes up songs and like that's how they win. It's like going, well, I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere else before, but hey, you know, still, you know.
The best mashup of all time is Weird Al Yankovic doing Hamilton melody polka style.
Yeah, that's true.
That's. I hope he does it when we see him next month, Ryan.
I hope so too, man.
He probably won't.
I hope he does that song that Michael Jackson covered. You know,
Yeah.
that will make my whole night.
And I hope he explains how he's alive. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, if we did get the meet and greet, I was going to say, can I please learn from your necromancy book, and your necromancy to how to resurrect? Because clearly you are a necromancer.
God, that's where the fucking book went.
Weird Al.
Fucking Rasputin, you fucking
gave it to Weird Al.
double-crossing motherfucker.
Well, maybe Weird Al has contacts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dick. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could take that day off and then go around and hang around Newtown, Ryan, and see if we can track him down.
Yeah, no. I'm not hanging around in the hipster capital of Sydney.
I believe that's called stalking, just out of just general like.
Is it stalking if you're waiting to have an accidental meeting?
Yes.
No, but like you because you don't know where they are, you maybe know where they are.
Yeah, that's the definition of stalking. Congratulations.
But I literally want to. I literally, like, when we played shows back in the day, I spent as little time in Newtown as possible. Like, I would get a kebab or something. I would go to the venue, play, get drunk, so that I was in Newtown, because everyone in Newtown thinks that they're so much better than everyone else. And us from the West, we weren't welcome there.
Represent.
I think you're playing the wrong music, because we played a cracker of a gig in Newtown.
Okay, you had a trombone. You're a hipster band, Jamie. That's why they liked you.
No,
Chris, I had a trumpet. I hope Steve's listening.
no.
I remember.
Okay,
Hey, if you want to embarrass Steve,
trumpet, trombone, same instrument.
If you want to embarrass Steve, because we had a song about online dating, like, you know, we used to, no, that's something else. We joked really hard about it at the time. Stephen orchestrated, he met a girl online via a dating app, and she came to the gig, and he pretended like he met her at the gig.
Oh.
You know, because he was so embarrassed, you know.
I respect that because it's hilariously bad.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I don't think he likes me much anyway. So
no, look, I don't think he likes many people. I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen to this podcast. If you do, hi Steve.
Hi,
I look forward to your message.
I look forward to seeing you play the trumpet.
Although the other day he sent me something Stargate related out of the blue, so I was like, cool.
Trumpet, trombone, same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, you blow into it and it goes, wah! So, you know.
Am I wrong?
It is a brass instrument.
I don't think I am.
No. Hearing crickets. All right, look, I don't think any of these other ones are that good. You know, Santa Claus is actually real. That one's not common. A family friend is a famous musician.
Yeah,
that's less common. A car crashes into the living room.
Oh, no.
I don't think that happens that much.
I don't think that happens that much. It's funny, Jamie. You're calling all these cliches, and yet you've avoided the one that you love the most, but it's the worst of them all.
Which is
prison arcs.
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, you've forgotten all about your beloved prison arcs, haven't you?
Yeah, but look.
It's not really prison arcs in sitcom.
I know, but in
Yeah, well,
television
no,
in general, they
no,
are just fucking everywhere.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine did a double episode, which Chris is like, I'm done. You're going like, hang on, mate. It's 2 episodes, you know? Like, because sitcoms usually do a double when it's an arc. You know?
It's
I
just
know
the
you
worst.
were virtually given up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine at that
It
point,
is
Chris.
the
You were like, and then I
worst
told you it was 2
kind.
episodes. It's 2 episodes.
It is the worst
I love 'em.
kind of
I love 'em.
episode. I just
What? Why?
ugh,
Okay.
ugh.
Ryan, me, and you are going to be in a what do you call it? You know, psychiatry session, whatever you want to call it, psychology session, where we sit Chris down. Chris is leaning back on the couch. Chris, tell us why.
But then in his D&D campaigns, he creates prison arcs all the time.
Yeah.
They're literally about to go into a prison arc to rescue someone.
See,
from
that's
prison.
different. That is a rescue arc. Very different to the
But
prison
you've
arc.
created prison arcs before, like Ryan L. Johnson torturing and
Yes.
know?
So is this a controlling thing, Chris? You want to be controlling of the story of the arc?
No, it's not that. It's sometimes when they do it, it is just stupid. They're trying to ramp up the drama as much as possible. So like, oh no, the main character's in prison. How will he ever get out of the prison? Oh no, it's not like we've confirmed we've already signed the actor for the next season. How will he ever get out? We're in episode 3 of 22. It's like, don't waste my time with this bullshit.
Yeah, but that's like saying like, oh no, the character's, you know, he's almost gonna die. He could die. Oh no, the show's called MacGyver. You know, you know, and you know he's not gonna die, but you still feel that tension.
I just think it's Look, I know that there are some people who very much enjoy a good prison arc. But
I mean, tell me, like Skyrim. It starts with you in prison
for about 10 seconds. Before
you know,
I wouldn't call you in prison in Skyrim. Like,
oh, you're at the chopping block.
That's more of an execution, not so prison. So like again,
but where do executions happen?
in public, as they should all.
In public. Oh, yeah, you go. That's right. Public.
It's pretty funny. Prison Break must have been a nightmare for Chris.
Oh, what? But you know it was. You know I hated Prison Break.
I absolutely love Prison Break.
Chris doesn't like the tension, but he literally watched episode 1 and the final episode of season 1 and went, "That was stupid." They just walked out. You know.
I do remember watching the first one, then I watched the last one. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. I was like,
it's just weird, like and like with Suits, it was inevitable.
I hated the Suits one. That was
unavoidable.
It was avoidable easily. They chose to go down that route. It was like,
it was unavoidable.
Says you.
No. Hi, this main character is breaking the law and he is a criminal for 5 seasons straight.
Yeah,
he was get away with it.
But then they went to trial, and he could have won the trial, henceforth making it legitimate. But no, they went prison arc again.
No, because he's about his conscience.
Look, again, this is one of those like, it's a minor peeve of mine.
Yeah. No, well, it's just like I get it. It's like the arcs that you don't jive with, you don't like them that much. I have my own.
I think everyone has their own, like, probably their own prison arc. They just see an arc.
Yeah.
Go, oh my god. Much like I hate will they won't they arcs in television. Like I just fucking.
Or do you prefer or do you just hate that they go on forever? Turk and Carla was in Scrubs was really.
No, that was fine. That was fine.
It was a will they won't they bang, and the next thing you know they're married.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's one of those Hollywood tropes where it's basically like going. Clearly, people in Hollywood don't have long-lasting relationships, so they go like, getting together is the hard part. The rest of the relationship's easy. I'm like, since fucking when? and so they go, what about the struggles of a relationship? No. Once they're together, it's all fucking it's all the will they won't they bit. And then the worst thing about that whole stupid bullshit that annoy it's just like one the amount of women Ted dated is just insane. like
Yeah.
like would you really think a decent girl like the actual wife is gonna be like going, oh cool, so you slept with every single human alive?
Wasn't there like, and this is a throwback to our last episode, a fan theory or a theory that that Ted was Barney or Barney was Ted or something like that. Like he was, palming off his stories to Barney, like basically going, oh, Barney did that. Barney did that, like, so
That's
Ted
cool.
was actually worse than he was leading on to be, because that was a lot of, didn't we do the math? And like dated 34 women.
Was higher than that. It was well above that.
I'm gonna Google this.
Like it was a questionable amount that, if you were from a respective party, you'd have some questions for sure to be like going, hey, let's get you tested.
59 women.
Damn.
59.
What
What a slut.
The thing is, and this is also my biggest pet peeve in action movies. I heard once like the gay community get upset because one time like a character that was confirmed gay in, I think it was in Voltron, that they killed off his husband, and they go, oh, that's the typical getting rid of the husband trope. It's like, no, that's just getting rid of the action hero's wife trope. It's the same trope, but basically action heroes in Hollywood don't know how to deal with the person having a wife, so they go, shit, I don't know, just kill her off then. Look at Deadpool. Look at perfect example, Deadpool.
Yeah.
First movie, all about getting the girl. Second movie, dead. It's like they don't know how to write a wife, so they go like, shit, what do we do? I don't know, kill her. I feel sorry for the action movie's wife when she's happy to see him and coming home from the war, because she's dead. You just know you just know she's fucking dead.
They must have loved doing Punisher.
Oh yeah. It's like going, oh man, she's dead. There's a dead woman talking.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. So, do you listeners have any cliche stories?
Or any pet peeve arcs?
What is
hate?
Your prison arc?
What is your prison arc? That's
What
right.
is your
What is
prison
the arc that you find just baffling that you see TV shows do that just fucking drive you nuts?
Yes.
Like mine is very basic. Another one of mine obviously is like Netflix doing a filler episode in their 10-episode season. It's like, you got 10 episodes. You don't have time for filler. Like
you shouldn't be filler episode unless your season is at least 20 episodes long.
Oh no! Look, if you have 22 episodes, you can have filler. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you have 10 episodes, I bet you goddamn better not have any filler.
Yeah. I know we're going to do an episode on The Last of Us when it's finished and all that, but that's one of my gripes at the moment. Is just like, you've got 9 episodes. 9 episodes.
Yeah, they're getting a little fillery, aren't they?
And they've done one filler and they're about to do another filler. And it's like, we don't have time.
Don't have time.
We don't have time if you're going to tell this story, because it's I maintain they should. Okay, what's one of the things in the game? Ryan, you freshly played it. You've got the seasons.
Yeah.
Why not do one of those seasons as one season? You
easily done.
Do 3 seasons, and you could do, and then when we all know what's coming, but when you get to the end of the game, essentially, it would have impacted you way more. Much like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. Took 3 seasons to get there, but
they built up with 3 seasons and tormented every. You know what? I respect that. That couldn't have happened today. You know why?
Why?
When they announced the show, collectively, not even spoken, all of the book fans went, we're not going to tell anyone about the Red Wedding. It was just across the board universal. It was decided and agreed upon that there's like going, nope, not going to mention it, not going to even talk about it. We're going to let people think that the good guys are going to win. And then so they could all turn their phones on the night and film people watching the Red Wedding for the first time. Again, but you can't do that now. Spoilers are everywhere. But right then, the collective community went, we're gonna shut the fuck up and sit on this. And it was amazing. It was
Yeah, it
incredible.
was.
It was. I was waiting for it going, come on, do it. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that now. And right now, we are all, whilst we are all waiting for Invincible season 2 and understanding what type of changes they'll make to the season. And we can only hope that they will treat it with respect as they did the first season. Although, because that's one of the shows where some of the changes they made, I didn't mind too much in from the comic to the actual in terms of the adaptation. And so let's hope they do season 2 with the same gusto, because as we all joke about implied incest on this podcast, beyond proof of good, solid incest, it's the Viltrumites. I think that the prime example of what happens when you interbreed to breed the strongest race possible. You become a race of planet-conquering superhumans to the point that your DNA is so strong, you can basically mate with any potential species, and then out comes Freddie Mercury-looking humans. Because that's the Viltrumite gene. Yeah. Basically, let's make an army of Freddie Mercurys, and that's exactly what he looks like. And I can't wait for him to turn up. Ryan knows exactly who I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Freddie Mercury.
And I don't even care that it took 2.5 years to get a season 2. But it's coming.
As long as we get Freddie Mercury, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I don't know if we're going to get the Viltrumite War this season or next season, but I don't care. Like, the first season was amazing, so I have full faith. I'm looking forward to the second season soon.
Hell yes.
Cool. Anyway, if you guys want to contact us, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com.
Oh, oh my.
I'm inside.
Oh my.
I'll have to censor myself for once. Stories __ podcasts on Instagram. If you're an author or a filmmaker or a storyteller, and you want to come on and have a chat,
or a butcher or a baker or a candlestick maker.
I really would like to have a panel of all of them. So if
I actually wouldn't mind to speak to a professional candle maker. I think that'd be quite interesting.
I wonder if they're still around, or if it's just like kind of like one guy who kind of.
I mean,
we're going to get emails from everyone that works at dusk now. They're going to go, I make candles. I make candles.
Hey, I would love to interview a candlestick maker, then a butcher, then a baker, because I think that'd be very interesting.
Like it to be a series, like one at a time, or would you want it a panel?
Well, no, I want it to be a panel. Okay, well, there's two options. One, I want a panel of experts, a butcher, a baker, candlestick maker, and I just want to ask them about the world's problems and just see what they can come up with, because I do believe that these are the best people qualified to handle the world's problems, the butcher, baker, candlestick maker.
I mean, if we get Billy Butcher from The Boys, I'm sure he'll have a few good answers on how to fix the world's problem.
Well, certainly things will be fixed. I'm not sure if they're good, good for the good or bad. But yes, a panel or individual, we'll see how we go. But you're right, Jamie. We need to get this happening. And book writers as well. That's fine. But panel of experts.
Yes. Like, now, would you prefer these butcher, baker, candlestick makers to have PhDs, have extra credits or something, or just?
Ooh, I mean, again, I'm not an elitist. But if they have a PhD in candlestick making, then yes, that'll just be the fucking.
I really hope there's a course.
I doubt it. But if there is someone out there that has a PhD in baking, butchering, or candlestick making, we need to speak to this person.
We're putting the word out now. All right. Send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com or a message on stories _podcast on Instagram. Help us find these people, and we'll have a wonderful conversation.
Help us find these people so you can listen to their stories, both true and the fictional.
Yes. One more happy birthday shout out to Rebecca Cassells and the Rising Dawn series. Thank you for being our sponsor. Thank you for your lovely message. Thank you for still being our sponsor. Yeah. Any other final thoughts, guys?
No other final thoughts.
No.
Well, in the words that Chris likes to use every single time, we bid you adieu.